Hey, what's up guys? So it's been a while since I posted any videos, but I just wanted to show what I've done so far. Frame's pretty much done. I'm going to probably be putting down some KBS down here in the next couple of days, but right now I got this. Let me see. So what's going to happen is I cut this part out, and then this is going to go here like so. Then I'm going to weld that up. That piece right there, I have a cut in it. So there's a cut on both sides. I'm going to end up folding that up and then welding that to the bottom or the top side of that. Basically it's just to give some added clearance to the drive shaft, especially with these lifted Samurais. That's a good thing to do. I got this from low range off-road. I also got this reinforcement piece from low range. I welded this up last weekend. This is just what welds aren't that great, but I got it from this is just flux. I also picked up this thing. I don't know if you guys, I told you about the last one that I had, but I had one of the Harbor Freight things, you know, the cheap ones you buy, and I could show you the welds that did. It just sputtered way too much and I didn't trust it, so I ended up getting rid of it. And this is, I can show you, this is the Harbor Freight, and this is the Hobart that I got. And Hobart's basically like it's made by Miller. It's their cheaper brand, but everything's pretty much, all the products are Miller. Like I have my regulator here, and as you can see, it's Miller. They didn't even bother restamping it with Hobart. So I mean, this welder is by far superior to the Harbor Freight one. I tried doing the cap mod on it, and it still didn't do as well as I wanted. So I was like, man, screw it. I'll just go buy a new one. I don't want to mess around with it. My shop's pretty dirty, so don't mind that. But so this is where I'm at. I'm gonna be welding this up here pretty soon. Once I get all, I'm gonna try to get all this paint off, get it down to bare metal, and then lay down some beads on both sides, and then do on the top side, and then we should be done. Give me a couple seconds and I will show you what it looks like before the weld, and then in the process of the weld, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I got it all cleaned up. So as you can see, that one's pretty well done. I was able to get both sides, in here and in here, to bare metal. And then here, this is pretty difficult, just because the bends, they kind of crimpled up, so didn't get it straight. I mean, there's a few spots, but that's not going to affect the weld because I'm not welding right there. But was able to get that, and then it's as simple as taking this deal from low range, putting it the correct way, bamps this, and then there you go. There was no instructions online on their website to install this, so it's just me guessing. So what I did was make sure it was flush here, right? And then there's still access to this hole for the bolt, right? And then down here, everything is good. I cut just before where the transmission mount goes right here. And then, like I said, because I didn't like this just sitting like that, I'm gonna tack weld everything, and then I'm gonna pound this up against the truss, or not truss, but the new Crossmember, and then weld this, so that way this is just not sitting there and then water and moisture gets up underneath it, and next thing I know it's rusting. So but I don't think I'm gonna weld inside here, just because, well, I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna weld down there. But one thing that I did notice that I didn't really care for, I don't know if you can see, but there's a gap right on this side and this side. Not so much there. I don't know if you can see that. And not, well, there is a gap, but not so much here. So I don't know if I need to do like a stack weld, like get down into it, which is good for penetration. So I'll be able to get a pretty good weld down in there. But I don't know if I should stack another weld on top of it. But I'm gonna weld like here, here, and then come across this top, weld it here, and then same thing over here, weld this back side, and then weld here, here, come on top, fold that up, weld that, and then same thing on this back side. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping there's nothing that's going to be besides the transmission, and then the transmission weighs nothing, but there's not going to be any like heavy stress on this, I don't think. I mean, it's my first time welding something like this, so I don't actually know. Sorry about, that's my kids in the background playing in the water. So and then as for this, I know someone's probably going to ask or make a comment, why didn't you weld the entire thing? I don't know. I mean, I welded everything. I mean, it's welded. I just did a stitch weld across it. I didn't see the point in running into. I did on that side, on the top side of it, and I wasted an entire spool welding from there to there. And then after looking at it, I was like, I don't see the point. I mean, I don't know if I need to be honest with you. So I made the executive decision just to do a stitch weld, and then I welded everyone here. So the only thing that I don't like, if you notice right there's a hole. That's from the previous owner. They had the I think rough stuff shock towers, and they had to drill holes. So there's the holes right there. They had to drill holes through the frame, and it was just a shit job. So yeah, I didn't like it, but should be good. I'll start welding here in a minute after I figure out what's going on outside, and then I'll show you how it looks. So stand by for that. What's up, guys? So I forgot to take a video of the underside of this, but I wanted to show you what I've done. So the totally installed, well, not installed, but welded in. So there's that side, and then I did this other side. Let me go around to the other side, show you. And then this side, yeah, it's not the greatest, but I mean, if you can see, I stacked the welds. So there's one there, and then there's another one here, and then I came up this side, and then I came up this side, and this is, yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I had folded this down so that way this is all one piece, because before it was just sticking out, and then it was sticking out here, and it was sticking out here, and now I folded that down, and then I welded, and I stacked the welds. The only reason I stacked the welds is because this Hobart only does up to 1/4 inch, and even then it's recommended that you stack the welds. So, and this is a lot thicker. I mean, as you can see, that's not 1/4 inch at all. So but I mean, I stacked the welds on the bottom side, so it should hold. I say it should hold, but I mean, this is not going to see that much abuse. It's going to be a light trail rig. So that's installed. Looks pretty good, if I don't say so myself. And then the next thing is basically prepping everything. Everything's done. So I'm going to take off the little stuff, like, you know, the exhaust hanger bolts, tape up the threads, tape the last bit of wiring. That's for the tail lights, the grounds for both the tail lights. And gonna start doing the painting the KBS rust seal on here. So do a coat of that all the way up to about right here, because I still need to install the shock towers. So I'm gonna end up having to weld that, and I have to put the brake line holders, whatever those things are. I have to weld those back in as well. So I still have to do that. So, but I can, in the meantime, I can weld all this stuff back in, or not weld. I'm sorry, paint, and get this frame prepped, and finally start putting the stuff in. I have my leaf springs coming in. Like a jackass, I only ordered one. I thought I ordered both of them. I didn't. Don't mind all this wood here. So what I ended up doing, a bunch of low range stickers, but this is the spring over kit I got from Low Range. So that's in, ready to be installed. And then there is the one leaf spring. When I ordered everything, I thought I ordered two, but I didn't. I only ordered the one. So I'm waiting on the other one. And then I ordered some weld on perches. So gonna weld some perches on there and some spring where the not spring but the shock bolts up to. So weld that on, clean that up, and I'm gonna run these axles for right now. Like I said, this is not gonna see that much abuse. It's gonna be like a super light, I wouldn't say super light, but it's gonna be a light. My wife is gonna basically learn on this. She doesn't know how to drive a standard, so I figured, hey, let me build this for her, and then I can pick up something else. I'm looking for a Bronco anyways, but I figured this would be a pretty neat trail rig. I never worked on a Samurai before, so it's like, what the hey, we'll see what happens. And everyone says these things are pretty capable, so we'll go from there. Hopefully this has been working out pretty well so far, just having to buy odds and ends. So anyways, that's in, and we're ready to move to the next step, paint. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.